We're at the Minocqua Antique Show, and it's the Labor Day weekend. First time ever for this show. And we like to speak to new dealers to the show, and today we're talking to Marc Wilson. Welcome, Marc. It's your first show.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you. Hey, listen, we've been looking around here at your booth. You have some pretty amazing things. If you were to pick out something that you'd like to share with us, what would that be?
Well, our booth has a heavy general store emphasis, advertising emphasis. We decided to do this show kind of last minute, and what I did is I went through our store located in Park Falls, Wisconsin, and tried to select things from the store that would give people a good depiction of what our store actually is about. And our store, as I said, we have a heavy emphasis on turn-of-the-century general store displays, advertising. Tobacco advertising is one of my favorite. Soda pop advertising, just unique and unusual. And if I were to highlight a few items in our display, one would be possibly the old Judge business stimulator. This is a piece that was manufactured and put on a general store counter or a tavern counter back at turn of the century, early 1900s. And in some parts of the country, gambling was frowned upon, and during Prohibition it was illegal, so they referred to these machines as business stimulators. And a customer would come up and spin this thing, land on a number, and there were a lot of times that the merchant would have a diagram on his counter stating that he would give away a cigar, or it would pay out in some shape, form, or fashion. And a lot of times they couldn't pay out in cash because it was illegal, so they paid out in product. This would be another one of those particular business stimulators that we're talking about here. This would be another example here of a business stimulator.
So these are kind of thinly disguised as
gambling devices.
Yes. Yeah, we're not gambling. No.
Yes, this would be another one here as well.
How does this one work?
This one it actually dispensed almonds, but it also would give you a number in this window when you put it in. And again, it was designed to stimulate business at the store and interest. If I were to go from those items, more general store would be something like this Bacon Stickney and Company roasted coffee display. This would set on a general store counter, and a customer would come in and be able to get his beans fresh. Advertising during this era was really important to the manufacturers, no different than today, but when you look at the turn of the century or early 1900s advertising, there was just a whole lot more interesting pieces in the store than what we see today. Very pricey to manufacture. Many times the manufacturers retained ownership of the displays. They never really gave them to the merchant.
Which would probably explain why they're rare today. Is they no doubt when they were finished took them back.
Yeah,
maybe even destroyed them or
times,
something.
correct. Yeah, and during the World War II, a lot of stuff got destroyed. Anything with metal was turned in, but there's still enough of that stuff out and about, and it's pretty interesting, the history, and there are a lot of collectors out there that look for that type of item.
Now, you from what you said here, you obviously are very knowledgeable about this. Have you been collecting a long time?
For a number of years, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good. And the store is in Park Falls. I saw from your brochure that you've got 3 floors.
Yeah, we've got about 7,500 square feet.
Wow.
And what you see in the booth here is a very good depiction of the store. It's all our stuff. We're not a mall, so you're dealing directly with the owner when you come to the store. My son is 19. He's my business partner. He's back at the store now running the store, and when I'm not there, he runs the store.
Great.
And so you deal directly with the owners when you
Excellent.
come in.
So if I were to go back here to the old Judge, and I'm looking at this, and I say, this is a pretty interesting piece. I'd like to add this to my collection. How many dollar bills would I have to yank out of my wallet to separate you and this?
This piece here we've got listed at $1,780.
$1,780.
And it would take close to that to own it. It's just very unique. You probably never see another one out and about.
No,
we have some
absolutely
pieces on this table here. I'll show you another example. Here's a Lacrosse Plow Company box with a plow scale. Most people didn't know they ever existed, and you would hook this plow, a plow to this scale and a horse to the other end, would each end here, and you would pull the plow, and this would gauge how hard the plow actually pulled.
Oh, okay. It's not the
Very
weight of
rare.
the plow, but the amount of pull
Yeah,
on the
very
plow.
rare, and
Wow.
I've never seen another one. May never see another one.
Right.
That's the kind of thing that at Wilson's Antiques that we gravitate pretty heavy towards.
Pretty
Is
much,
the pieces that you're not going to go to the next store and see that same piece more than likely.
Right. Now, I noticed that you've got a few toys down here, and I know that a lot of people are interested in those. Can we take a look down
Sure.
there for a minute?
Sure. This is 1920, roughly 1920s. When you look, it is a German-made chain drive. You can see how he kind of pedals here.
A lot of movement.
Yeah. But you look at this toy is nearly 100 years old. At the
It looks like it's in perfect shape, too.
yeah, and anytime you can get toys with boxes such as this mechanical Minnie Mouse here, it's always a plus.
There she goes.
She's knitting and rocking at the same
She's
time.
knitting. There's movement in the knitting, too. Look at
Right.
that.
All right.
That's pretty special.
And you know, I love the old original Tonka toys as well. This is a Tonka camper sportsman with the trailer and the bolt and that sort of thing. We also have a pretty rare double-decker bus, and this is a Japanese tin toy. But what makes this toy rare is we have the black child sitting in the back seat.
Oh.
And this is something that you would have seen typically in the single. The double-decker with the black child in the back seat is very, very rare. So there's some history in even the toys, the tin litho toys, when you look at for the time that they were being manufactured.
Sure.
This would be 1950s, and at that time, of course, the rights that African Americans had at that time were not what they are today, of course. So it was a good depiction of that era.
Right. Yeah, one of the pieces that caught my attention as I walked by the booth over here was this mechanic on duty Harley-Davidson dealers clock here. Can you tell me about that a little bit?
This is a two-color neon. We don't have it plugged in, but works fine. It is a South St. Paul dealer had this clock. These are just very rare. This clock is referred to as an Aztec clock because of the steel design here of the clock. So they referred to them as Aztec clocks, neon clocks. And this is like about as fresh as they'll come. This has not ever been cleaned or anything done to it.
Oh, this is just
It's
as
the way
found. This is it.
Exactly.
Wow.
And this one here we refer to as a bullseye clock, two-color neon.
Wow.
Also pretty unique as well.
We're very happy to have you here at the show, Mark. Welcome, and I hope you have a very good weekend. We're going to encourage people to come up and see you in Park Falls.
Yes.
And see the store. I'm
Yep,
sure it'll
Monday
be a
through
great
Saturday,
time.
9 to 5.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.